What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the DESLOC B200 Fingerprint Smart Lock. This is a smart lock which gives you several different ways to unlock your door, including by fingerprint, app, key card, and a lot more. So taking a look inside the box, you have your user manuals, 2 IC key cards, different screws for the installation, your deadbolt and the plate for that, a total of 5 different keys for the lock, and last but not least, you have the actual lock itself, which consists of the inside part and the outside part. So taking a look at the lock itself, this is definitely a very nice looking lock. As you can see here, you have your touch keypad, your fingerprint sensor up top, and then your regular keyhole down here. Everything looks and feels very well made. This does have an aluminum alloy construction. And then for the inside, you just have the lock and unlock dial. Opening up the inside cover, this is powered by 4 AA batteries, which gives you up to 12 months of battery life. So when installing this, there are no other wires or extra power required. Besides the lock, I also have their G2 gateway, which is what gives the lock remote access, real-time notifications, app connectivity, and Google Home and Alexa compatibility. So overall, if you get the lock, I definitely recommend getting this as well, as this is going to add a lot more functions and capability to the lock. So getting this installed was a very quick and easy process. You simply remove your current deadbolt, put this one in, and that's really all there is to it. From start to finish, it's about a 5 to 10 minute process. If you can turn a screwdriver, then you can definitely install this lock as well. Alright, so once you have the lock installed, this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a very simple and low profile lock. It's just all basic black. There's no other colors or logos on here as well, which I'm definitely a big fan of. So just like a regular deadbolt, you have the handle here to lock or unlock it. And then you also have app connectivity. So to lock it, you hold this down and that'll lock the lock. And then to unlock it, you simply click the button. And as you can see, it'll unlock, and then it'll also tell you right there in the app as well. As I said earlier, I highly recommend getting this with the G2 gateway. Without the gateway, you can only use the app if you're within Bluetooth proximity. But with the G2 gateway, that enables Wi-Fi. And this lets you use the app from anywhere, including from around the world if you wanted to as well. On top of that, it also gives you real-time notifications, so you'll always know when your door was locked or unlocked as well. And last but not least, if you have the G2 gateway, that also enables smart home connectivity to make it work with Google Home or Alexa as well. And this is from both the app or with voice. So if you wanted to, you could do it from the Google Home, or you could say, hey, Google, lock or unlock the door, and it'll do it just like that. A very cool thing to have, because a common thing that happens is I sit down on the sofa and I realize I didn't lock the door. Normally I have to get up, go over here, lock it, sit back down. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you already have your food and got comfortable, it's not that very convenient. But now I can just say, hey, Google, lock the door. And just from my seat, it'll automatically lock by itself. So once again, in my opinion, if you get this lock, definitely get it with the G2 gateway as well. So looking at it from the outside, this is what it looks like. Same as the inside, very simple and low profile. All you have is the DESLOC logo here at the bottom. But as you can see, it also blends in very well and doesn't stand out too much. All right, so first off, you can unlock this with your fingerprint, and this is a very quick sensor as well. It reads fingerprints in only 0.3 seconds, so it's pretty much instant. You just tap on it, light turns green. As you can see, it locks or unlocks it very quickly. And with this sensor, you can store up to 50 fingerprints, so you have enough to do your entire hand, both hands if you wanted to, and then all your fingerprints for your family as well. Next up, you have your keypad in the middle. Let me go ahead and relock this really quick. To do that, you just hold down the lock button from the outside and that'll relock it. So with the keypad, you can store up to 150 different codes. And this also gives you guest and temporary codes as well. So right now, my test code I put in here is 12345. So let's go ahead and put that. And as you can see, quickly unlocked it as well. This also has security features to protect your code as well. So if someone's nearby and you think they might be watching your code, or you're a little paranoid for whatever reason it might be, you can enter whatever random numbers before or after your code and it's still going to read it. So for example, let me enter some gibberish, my code, and as you can see, it still worked. And then you can do the same afterwards. So my code is 12345 and then a bunch of random. and then it still reads the code. So definitely a cool feature to have to add a little more security to using a regular keypad. Next up, you have your IC key cards. As I showed earlier, it comes with 2 of these. Once you set up the lock, you simply set these up in the app, which is very simple. All you do is put add key card. It tells you to tap it onto the door, and just like that, it registers it to your lock. So if you prefer a more physical way to lock or unlock your door, this is definitely a good option. You can just keep this on your keychain. All you gotta do is tap it on here just like that, and it'll lock or unlock your door. So definitely a big fan when locks include these, as it works similar to a hotel room key. Very simple for anybody to do. So if you have an older person, maybe your grandma, grandpa, someone that might not be very good with tech, this is going to be a good option for them. Same thing with a child. This might be an easier way for them to get home and easily unlock the door. It only comes with 2 of these inside the box, but I'm pretty sure you can add more of these as well. And then last but not least, as I showed earlier, you can also lock or unlock this from the app as well. So you just hold it down to lock it and then tap it to unlock it. This will give you warnings if the battery is low, so you can go ahead and change that out. But if you forget, you can always get in still with your regular key. Or there's also a USB-C port here at the bottom, so you can plug in your phone or a power bank to put emergency power into the lock. So this way you could still access it, enter your code or fingerprint, and still be able to get in that way. All right, so taking a look at the app, this is what it looks like. Right here in the center, you have your lock and unlock button. And then if you have the gateway installed, it'll also show this icon, which means you can remotely lock or unlock it as well. Coming to the bottom, first off, you have e-keys where you can send someone a digital key so they can get inside your door through the app. You have passcodes where you can add or remove passcodes right here. As you can see, you have 2 of them. And like I said earlier, you can add up to 150 different codes. So you have time codes, one-time codes, permanent codes, reoccurring codes, a lot of customizations here. So a reoccurring code is pretty cool. You could basically let someone in your house only from a certain time to a certain time, maybe only on Mondays, Tuesdays, whatever it might be. So this might be good for something like an office, or maybe for whatever reason you have someone that comes to your house at a certain day or time, maybe the housekeeper or something like that. So that's definitely a cool thing to have there. Right here, you have your little cards, which are these that I showed you earlier. I only registered 1 so far, but if you wanted to add another, you just go there to add card. And like I said, you just tap it on the lock and it registers. Fingerprints, once again, you can add up to 50. Right now, I have 2 of them added. Same as the codes, you can also add permanent or reoccurring fingerprints. I had another smart lock before this, didn't have any of those features. Basically, if you had a fingerprint, that just gives them instant access to your house whenever they want it. But this one lets you enable or disable when things work or don't work, which is a cool feature I haven't seen on most of the locks. And then coming over here, you have reminders. So you can set a reminder for when a family member arrives home, how many days without the door opening, someone forced open the door, or if you have low battery. So you can go ahead and turn these on or off. Definitely recommend having low battery on so you'll know when it's time to change those batteries. You got make admin, which is very straightforward. If someone has the app, you can give them access to the app to only unlock or unlock your door. Or you can also make them an admin so they can also make changes. So if your kids have this app, obviously just give them regular controls, but your husband or wife that you will want to make them an admin as well. Over here, you have records where it shows you every time the door was locked or unlocked and how it was also locked or unlocked as well. So you can see what fingerprint was used, what key card, and so on. So good to have that so you can see records of everything that happens at your house. Let's go ahead and take a look at the settings. Up here, you have the basics, which is just information about your lock. You have gateway, which shows you what gateways are associated with your lock. That was very easy to add as well. You simply plug it in, go in the app, click add, and like 5 seconds later, it detects it and automatically adds it. Door sensor, if you have a door sensor, you can also add that to this lock. Remote unlock on or off, which allows the lock to be unlocked with the app from anywhere away from the house. Auto lock, where you can set the door to automatically lock, and this allows you to set anywhere from 10 seconds to 60 seconds, or if you want it much longer, you can also go to custom and make it as long as you like as well. You have passage mode, which basically unlocks auto lock. So if you have passage mode enabled, it'll leave your door to not lock itself for that certain time. So maybe you're going outside and cleaning the house and coming in and out a lot, that'll be a good time to enable that. You have your lock sound, which you can turn on or off. Then you also have a bunch of different volume settings. You have privacy lock, which disables some features and only lets the keys, admin, passcode, and admin app unlock the door. Opening direction, which they ask you during setup. You have time calibration for the lock, so it can correctly log when it was locked or unlocked. Then right here, you have upload data and import from another lock. So if you have settings you want to copy over from one lock to the other, you don't have to set everything up all over again. You can just copy your data and copy and paste all the settings over there. So that'll definitely save a lot of time if you have more than one of these. And then last but not least, you have firmware update and then your settings for Alexa and Google Home if you want to use those as well. Unfortunately, I don't have a Google Home in this area where I have the lock, which is my outside solar shed. So I won't be able to display that, but if you're familiar with Google Home, it's very simple. You can either do that from the app or you can also use voice. I don't have Alexa, so I can't dive into that, but basically same thing, the Alexa app or by saying, hey Alexa, and you can unlock or unlock it that way. And that's about it for the app. Overall, very simple and easy to use. Overall, this is definitely a solid smart lock. It feels well made, it works very well, and it's also very affordable as well. So overall, if you happen to be shopping for a smart lock, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the DESLOC B200. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also put a link to it in the description as well. All right, well that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.